and successfully helped a lot of our students get into Canada. So they are one of our trusted partners, and I hope that you would also be able to work with them to get to Fanshawe College eventually. Okay, so I would start by introducing myself again. So today from the Fanshawe team, I'm not going to be alone. As the topic said, start, scale, or switch your career in IT with Fanshawe College. So today I do have the privilege of having our Dean of IT, our Dean of School of IT, Dr. Dev Sinani, join us in this webinar, and you'll be hearing from him a lot. Actually, you'll be hearing a lot from him during this session. I am Georgiana Iradiri, and I look after Fanshawe College here in West Africa. I will be speaking briefly about Fanshawe College, what we do, who we are. And for those of you who do not have any tech background and you're here, well, you're not in the wrong place, because we do have lots of programs. We may not be able to speak about them in this session, but you'll be able to connect with Best Education. They do have the list of all our programs that are not IT related, and you'll be able to get solution and help with any other program you're interested in. But if you are interested in IT, then you are definitely in the right place this evening. Okay, so I mean, Canada has been one of the top study destinations for lots of international students, and I'm sure many of us here would agree to that. Despite the changes, there's been numerous changes between 2024 and now, and yet we still have lots of students who are looking to come to Canada, looking at opportunities in Canada. And all of this is because Canada is constantly innovating, growing, has a very good economy, very good education system. And also they do invest a lot in their post-secondary education. Another major reason a lot of people are looking to study in Canada is because of the clear immigration pathway. And so you are making the right decision choosing Canada as your preferred study destination. You can see Ontario on my screen because this is the second largest province in Canada, and this is where Fanshawe College is located. And that's why you can see this right now. We are located in a city called London City in Ontario, Canada. So we are in the southwestern part of Ontario, and we are 2 hours away from Toronto, 2 hours away from Detroit, and also Niagara. So what this does for you is you get to study in a mid-sized city, which is London City. Also has a very affordable cost of living, but then you still have access to the bigger cities such as Toronto, and you don't have to spend a lot of money. Also, London City is very diverse. We do have lots of people from different nationalities in London City. So currently we've been able to record 130 plus languages spoken. And the second most popular language in London City right now is Arabic. So maybe in the next 2 years, we would see more of Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, Twi, and Ga coming up as the third most spoken languages in London City. So we're waiting for you to join us there. And also, you can see that 56% of the population are from international migration. So one thing you need to know is that you're not just choosing to study at Fanshawe, you're not just choosing to come to Canada, but you're choosing to add value and also contribute to the growth of a city, okay, which is London City. Theophilus, can you please mute? Thank you. So you're choosing to add to the growth of London City as well. So I'm going to be referencing some data that we got from LEDC, which is so I'm going to be referencing data which we got from London Economic Development Corporation. And this data has revealed that currently we do have 5,000 job openings in London. So London is a fast-growing city, really fast-growing. And right now there are 5,000 job openings, and there's a predicted 40,000 more coming up in the next 5 years. And there are specific areas that have been highlighted for this. So areas such as manufacturing, health, information technology, construction. So these are areas that would have lots of jobs in the next 5 years. So if you're looking at any of these fields currently, you are in the right path. London is also home to lots of top Canadian and international companies. So we do have Labards, we have Armour, we have Diamond Aircraft, we have Hyundai, Hudson, we have Infotech, lots of them. We have Canada Life Insurance. So this is just to say that you are coming to a city where there are lots of opportunities. You are going to be exposed to companies that are not just Canadian, but also, international companies, top international companies as well. Then I'll talk briefly now about Fanshawe College. So what we do at Fanshawe College. We are the sixth largest publicly funded institution in Canada, and our approach or our focus is to train students in specific areas to make them relevant for the job markets. So if you're looking to study at Fanshawe College, you should expect that you will do more of practical work. As you can see in this video, many of our students are practicing, what they are studying, and they are practicing in the fields that they want to work in. So upon graduation, they already become attractive to employers because they know the hands-on aspects of their jobs. They are not new to the field. They've done this in class over and over again, and then they become attractive to employers and get into the job market faster. So that's an opportunity for you. And this is what we do at Fanshawe College. We ensure that we train you in specific areas. You get those skills, and then you go right into the industry. Industry, I mean work environment, right? So you go right into the industry and you're able to do the jobs and, thrive in that industry. Now, I'll talk about our campuses as well. So remember I said we're located in the city of London, Ontario. And within London City, we do have 5 campuses, so 5 locations where students can choose to study. We have the main campus, which is called the Oxford Street campus. We also have the School of Transportation, which is about 10 minutes walk from the main campus. And then we have our London South campus. So London South campus is in the southern part of the city, and it's about 20 minutes away from the main campus. It's opposite a very big mall called the White Oaks Mall. And so many of our students are able to get part-time jobs in the mall and also shuffle classes as well. Then we also have our London downtown campus. In the downtown campus, we have 2 buildings. One is for our School of Hospitality, and the other is for our School of Digital and Performing Arts. And then our final campus in London would be our School of Aviation. So our School of Aviation is located right at the London International Airport. This is one of the very interesting campuses. As you can see here, we have our own hangar at the international airport. This is where we have our students in aircraft maintenance, structural repairs and stuff like that. They are working on real planes. We have our students in flight services, they are dressed as air hostesses, working in and out of the airport. So it's very real, like it's very practical for them. Now, aside these 5 locations in London City, we also have 3 regional campuses. So these are about 40 minutes away from London City. So we have a campus in Simcoe, St. Thomas, and Woodstock. So if you love to study, Amuru, can you please mute yourself? Sorry, guys. Gideon, are you able to prompt Kamuru to mute himself?
Yeah, if ma'am, if you can unmute your director can do that.
I'm sorry? Thank you. Okay, so aside our campuses within London City, we do have 3 regional campuses. So Simcoe, St. Thomas, and Woodstock. These are in smaller communities, very nice places to be honest. They're quiet. If you love to live in smaller communities, then this would work for you. Okay. Now, in terms of credentials, what do we offer at Fanshawe? We do have 2-year diplomas. We have 3 years advanced diplomas. We also have 1-year certificate programs. Now, if you're interested in any of these 3 that I have mentioned, we do require that you have either your WASI, WAEC, NECO, GCE, whatever you have. We need you to have passed at least 5 subjects with a minimum of C grade. Then we also have graduate certificate programs. If you're interested in our graduate certificate programs, we need you to either have your bachelor's degree or your higher national diploma. So you would need a second class lower minimum grade if you're using your bachelor's, and you need HND upper credit if you're using your higher national diploma. And then if you're coming in for our bachelor degree programs, these are very competitive. So you would need to have either your WAEC, your WASI, your NECO, or your GCE, whatever you have. You need to have passed 5 subjects with minimum of a B grade. So these are the kinds of credentials that we offer at Fanshawe College.
For
I know
the
that today, we'll be speaking about majorly about our IT programs, but I'm just going to tell you many of the academic schools that we have so that you know the kind of programs that we offer and you can reach out to Best Education to walk you through that list of programs. So we do have a School of Building Technology. This is where we have architectural technology and, many of our building programs. We have our School of Business. Our School of Business, we have marketing management, customer relationship marketing and sales, supply chain, and many more. We also have our School of Aviation. We have our School of Applied Sciences. We do have biotechnology. We have community studies where we have the social service worker, developmental service worker. We have contemporary media. We have design. We have digital and performing arts. We have our School of Health Sciences, information technology, which you will be hearing more about. We have our School of Public Safety. So if you're interested in paramedics, we have our School of Tourism and Hospitality, our School of Transportation, and our School of and Liberal Studies. So we do have lots of programs for you to explore from. The very interesting thing about our programs is that many of our programs do have the option for cooperative learning. So if you've heard about this before, co-op, and this is where students get to work during the course of their studies. They get to work full-time and gain the Canadian work experience, gain the real life experience, which is an add-on for them. Also, they get to grow their network. So we do include this in many of our programs to give our students that exposure in the industry before they graduate. Right. And if you're thinking in terms of support, so how would Fanshawe support my journey? Am I just going to, get to Canada and feel lost? Well, the answer is no. We're going to work with you. After you've gotten your visa, we would be organizing pre-departure sessions, letting you know what to pack, what not to pack, what to expect. And even when you get to Canada, we would be organizing the arrival services for you. So we pick you up from the airport, take you to your campuses. And then we would also have an orientation session, so welcome session and program orientation. So you would even know what your program is about, just in case you did not know. And then we also have student life coordinators on campus, and then we have immigration advisors on campus. So for students who would have immigration issues, you definitely have somebody to sort this out with you. And if you're struggling in class with anything, you can also speak to any of our student life coordinators on campus, and they would be happy to support you. One very important thing for students once they arrive in Canada is jobs. And, lots of students are looking for jobs. And so we also have a career service that is very, very supportive in terms of job search. And so they are willing to go as far as helping you tailor your CV to Canadian standard, work on your cover letter, help you prepare for interviews, share job postings with you. In fact, we share over 10,000 job postings every year, and we are partnered with over 30,000 employers across Canada. Our career services also organizes job fairs. So in the next slide, you would see here that there are lots of employers that have come in. This is on our campus, so lots of employers are here, and students have the opportunities to speak with them, showcase their skills. And some of our students are able to get co-op opportunities, full-time jobs, even part-time jobs. So this is one way that we support our students. And also, I always say this, that students who study at Fanshawe are very lucky, because when you look at our professors, many of our professors are not just, teaching in the college, but many of them are also from the industry. So they work in big companies, top Canadian and international companies, and they're also teaching you in the classroom. So what that does for you is it brings you up to standard with industry expectation and demands. And also you get to, we've had cases where our professors have recommended students for jobs. This is not magical, to be honest. Lots of students, you have to participate in class. The professor has to know you to be a good student, somebody who, contributes in class. And in many cases, they are very, very friendly and helpful to recommend students for jobs. So that has helped. And as you can see here, from the career services, from the effort of our professors, and Fanshawe as a whole, you can see that our employment rate is currently at 89.7%. So this says that in the space of 6 months, say you graduate, right? Within a space of 6 months, you're able to put your certificate to use. Meaning that you're not just going to work in any field or any area, but you're going to be working in the area that you have studied and graduated with. Now, if you look in terms of employer satisfaction, right, we've checked and employers have said, you know what, we're 93.8% satisfied with the quality of students that Fanshawe produces. Now, what this does is that it makes them keep coming back for more. So it's like a ground where they come and fetch fresh graduates for employment. So you are in the right place. You're looking at the right kind of institution. In terms of tuition fee, our tuition fee is between 18 to 20,000 Canadian dollars. Our admission process takes 1 week, and when you get your admission, you're required to pay 50% of the first year's fee. Now, your tuition fee covers your 1 year health insurance. If you're in the London campuses, it covers your bus pass, so you don't have to pay for the bus rides. It also covers us picking you from the airport, access to computer labs and wellness centers. So that's a very inclusive package. And then also we advise that students budget around 22,895 Canadian dollars as 1 year's living expense, right? So now you're looking at your accommodation, you're looking at your feeding. This will depend on your lifestyle, but 22,895 is what you should budget for 1 year, and then add your tuition fee to that. We know how hard it can be sometimes, and so Fanshawe College is generous enough to offer some scholarship opportunities. We do have academic entrance scholarships. So for every international student, you get 2,000 Canadian dollars off your tuition fee. And then for students who would want to come in with their spouses, we do have a spousal scholarship. Now, how this works is there's a couple, so there's a principal applicant, and then there's the spouse, right? So both of you have to study for the same duration. So if it's 1 year, you have to study for 1 year each. If it's 2 years, you have to study for 2 years each. Now, the principal applicant would get nothing off their fee, but the spouse of that applicant would get 7,000 off if it's a 1 year program, and then 14,000 if it's a 2 year program. So 7,000 in the first year and 7,000 in the second year. Now, this is going to go on up until September 2026. So if you think that you would like to take advantage of this, I advise that you should start speaking to Best Education from tonight. Okay, so yeah, I will stop here, and I would let Dr. Dev continue from here, and you get to hear more about our IT programs and how this can be beneficial to you. So thank you so much, and Dr. Dev, you can have the floor.
Thanks, Gina. I appreciate that. Good evening, everyone. And actually, is it possible for me to share my slides?
Dr. Dev, can you request access to share? And then Gideon should be able to give you access.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so with any luck. Okay, so I'm hoping you can all see the screen or see my shared slides.
Yes, we can see.
Terrific, thanks. So hi, everyone. My name is Dave Sainani, and I'm the Associate Dean for the School of Information Technology at Fanshawe College. And it's a pleasure to be with you here this evening for you and this afternoon for me. And I'm looking forward to being able to tell you a little bit about our school and some of our programs, and hopefully we'll find some things that may be of interest to you going forward. So let's see. We are one of the largest schools at Fanshawe College. We have over about 150 to somewhere between 150 and 200 faculty members that teach our courses. We run about 15 programs at present, and we're distributed across 3 campuses, and we're growing. So as Gina mentioned, we offer certificates, diplomas, which are typically 2 years in length, advanced diplomas, which are 3 years in length, and then something called a postgraduate certificate, which are typically 1 to 2 years. So we'll talk a little bit about those. We're also in the process of developing or launching a degree program. So that would be a bachelor's in information technology. And that program is being submitted to the Ministry of Education for their approval and their comments. And so we're hoping that that will come on stream probably towards the latter half of next year. So, but sometime in the middle of the summer, towards the fall of 2027, we'll have a full 4-year bachelor's degree program. Okay. So the way I break our school down or up into 6 different areas. One is the design component, and we have 5 programs in that area, including 3D animation and character design, a regular animation program, game design or video game design, interactive media design, and then user experience design. So those 5 programs make up our creative industries or creative programs that are focused on the look and feel of programs. The development side is probably what you're more used to hearing about, which is computer programming and analysis, a game development program. So the design talks about the interface and the look and feel of the program, whereas the game development focuses on things like the physics engine or the back end stuff that makes that game run. Then internet applications and web development. So the idea of being able to develop websites and use content management systems and those sorts of things. Then mobile applications development, and then something called low code, no code, which is a new trend in the IT industry where you don't particularly need to learn all the intricacies of programming, whether it's C or Java or Python, but there are assisted technologies that will help you build that code interactively. On the analytics side, we have a technical systems analysis and a technical data analytics. And those are really focused on everything from understanding a business's issues and problems, then being able to develop a design spec, and then recommend technologies to help solve those programs, right through the data analytics, which includes things like big data, visualization, and some of the more detailed data analysis techniques. On the security side, we have 3 different programs. One is cybersecurity, one is information security management, and the other is network and security architecture. So the one you're probably the most familiar with or perhaps the most interested in is the cybersecurity program, and it's a 3-year advanced diploma. On the system side, we have artificial intelligence and machine learning. We have something called software and information systems testing. And then we have a health systems management, which is a look at the Canadian health system from a health informatics point of view. So everything from electronic patient records management systems to some of the other details around the informatics side of health. And then on the enterprise computing side, we have computer systems technology and computer systems technician. So these are aimed at people being a help desk person, a front-end support structure kind of person, as well as being able to take the training in the technology side and move towards becoming a CIO one day with enough experience. So those 6 areas make up the School of Information Technology, and we are supported by 3 different platforms. One is a full data center, which supports all of our corporate and academic needs in terms of being able to manage the student records, assignments, case studies, and giving students an area where they can actually learn and understand the aspects of developing, running, and managing a data center. Then we have something called a high performance computing cluster. So many of you might know or have heard that artificial intelligence requires really big, fast computer systems. And so we have a number of those computers in-house in our school where we have the capability of handling very large data sets or developing large language models or developing intelligent agents or AI agents, et cetera, et cetera. The last thing is called a cyber range, and it is particular to the cybersecurity program, but it has broader application. And a cyber range is an actual virtual simulation of the real internet. So anything you can do on the internet, from reading news to doing search to social media to all those sorts of things, we can replicate and simulate in this closed off environment. So it's called a sandbox, and the cyber range exists within the sandbox and lets students play with things like understanding how someone can attack a website, how to defend those sorts of things. And so what we do is we can invite businesses in to the college, and we can build a model of their business, and then we can show them how an attacker might try and breach that system or get access to their data, and then how that company could then defend themselves against those sorts of attacks. So we're one of the first colleges in Canada to have that cyber range, and we're actively trying to build it out and build new business models and giving our students an opportunity to understand and work with the cyber range so that when you guys and they get into the industry, you'll have access and be familiar with some of the latest technologies out there. Okay, so once again, our areas of strength are design, development, analytics, security, systems, and then enterprise computing. So I've been through the program names, so I won't bore you by going through that again. But let's talk a little bit about enterprise computing. So computer systems technician and computer systems technology are the two programs in our enterprise computing area of the school. And the jobs include things like technical support specialist, a network administrator, a network support specialist, a network user support, a computer systems technician, a help desk person, or a help desk administrator. And the kinds of things we teach our students in those programs are all about operating systems. So Windows, the Mac operating system, Linux, those kinds of things. Then aspects of networking, servers and database servers, web servers, some project management, and also cloud computing and virtualization. Now, a lot of our programs have the ability for the students to apply for and be successful in industry certifications. So some of the certifications that we don't offer the certifications ourselves, but we'll train you as a student to be able to be successful in taking those certifications on your own. And they would include things like the Cisco certification, Microsoft, a Linux certification, and also things like VMware. So that is the enterprise computing side of our school. On the development side, it's really about computer programming and analysis, and also the web development and internet applications. So the computer programmer and analyst, it's a 3-year advanced diploma program. It's called CPA, and it's probably our most popular program in the school, and coming up to one of the most popular programs at the college. The Internet Applications and Web Development Diploma is a 2-year program. And between these two programs, the sorts of careers include things like web developer. You can start your own web firm, as an example, a mobile applications developer, a solutions developer, a junior or senior programmer, or a database developer. So we teach you things like LAMP and XML, some of the popular languages like C or C++, C#, JavaScript, PHP, Python. We talk about databases and SQL. The SQL is a language. Security, certainly, project management, something called UX and UI, which is the user experience and the user interface. So how you interact with that technology. And then also multi-platform application development. So whether it's on an Android system or an iOS system. So that's the development side of our school. On the analytics, 2 programs, Technical Systems Specialist and Technical Data Analytics. They are both graduate certificate programs. And again, the types of careers include big data analyst or specialist, a data scientist, a systems architect, a technical systems specialist, management information systems, or business intelligence analysts. And again, we teach about business intelligence, data analytics, visualization, requirements gathering, operating systems, databases, and project management. On the system side, we have 2 programs. One is the health systems management, and the other is the artificial intelligence and machine learning. 2 very popular programs in our school, a little bit different in approach, but certainly lots of overlaps between the 2. So the careers include becoming an AI scientist or an analyst or a specialist, a machine learning scientist, a health systems analyst, someone who understands electronic patient record, a software architect, a QA tester, a management information systems, and a business intelligence analyst. So we talk a lot about the Canadian health system from an informatics point of view. We get into business intelligence and data analytics. We get into the fundamentals of artificial intelligence, so there's a lot of math in there, but also things like large language models, software patterns and algorithms, things like building intelligent agents, all those sort of foundation areas of artificial intelligence and machine learning. On the security side, some popular programs include cybersecurity, Again, it's a very popular program, much like our CPA, Computer Programmer Analyst. It's a 3-year advanced diploma, and then Network and Security Architecture includes things like how to build systems with security in mind or as a foundation layer. So the careers include Information Security Analyst, Information Security Manager, a Threat or Risk Vulnerability Specialist, an IT Architect, Information Security Auditor, or a Network Security Analyst. So we actually teach our students how to do things like ethical hacking, security planning, risk analysis, forensics, so understanding what happened after an attack and tracing back the events and the data to figure out what the cause was. Then web security, network security, again, project management. Project management is core to all of our programs, and then also IT service management. So I talked a little bit about the industry certifications. So on this slide, you can see some of the great number of certifications that a student can take when they finish our programs. So once again, we don't offer the certifications ourselves, but a lot of the content we teach are things that you would need to know in order to take those certification exams and get those credentials. Certifications are becoming increasingly prevalent and increasingly important in the IT industry, and a lot of companies will specifically advertise for people who have specific credentials and certifications. So just some things to consider, not just because you're taking a course at Fanshawe, but as you progress in the IT field through your career, perhaps you become a CIO, a Chief Information Officer, or an IT manager, those certifications will become increasingly important for you to be recognized in the industry as a certified practitioner. Okay, so I know Georgina had asked me to talk a little bit in more detail about the AI and machine learning program, as well as a couple of others. So let's do just that. So the AI program is a 1-year graduate certificate program, and it's got a co-op, and I'll talk a little bit about co-op in a bit, but really it's aimed at teaching our students how to build systems, how to manage them, and how to administer and run them. And also and these systems are aimed at analyzing those big data sets and converting it into automatic or autonomous tasks, such as an intelligent agent would do. So the sorts of things that we teach you would let you be able to develop the next kind of ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude or any of those sorts of intelligent agents, and understand how intelligent systems and AI systems are built, architected, and how they run, and how to continue to manage them. So it's obviously, you know, everywhere you go these days, you see AI somewhere. You use it. I'm sure many of you have switched to ChatGPT or some of the other agents and probably don't use Google as much as you used to. So this is an area that's going to stay. It's always improving. New capabilities are always coming out. And if you follow any of the tech news or even social media, you'll see that there's always a new app that claims to have the best and the greatest and latest of artificial intelligence technologies. So in terms of the courses, we teach you Python, which is one of the fundamental languages used in AI. We use a couple of other applications around deep learning, AI, machine learning with PyTorch. We use natural language processing. So that's a system where you can actually speak to an intelligent agent and it would understand what you're saying and what you're trying to get to by asking those questions. Then we go into machine learning, security, data mining and analysis, data visualization, deep learning, machine learning optimization strategies. So this program, like all of our programs in the School of IT are very technical programs. So we teach you, from the ground up, the guts of a system or an area where it'll allow you to build these systems, understand how they work, and then get out into industry and perhaps design systems or continue to manage systems or expand systems. So this is a very popular program, and it has a co-op experience with it, which is typically a 4-month work experience term where you're actually paid to do a job for 4 months. And so how co-op works is that we pull a bunch of companies together, or we invite them to come and advertise any jobs that they have. And then it's between the company and the student to figure out whether there's a match or not. But it's a great opportunity for students because then they get to show their stuff for 4 months with a company. And if the company likes them, then very often our students get full-time jobs as a result of their co-op experience. It's also great for the companies because they get to try out our students and see the kind of learning and expertise and skills that they have. And then very often, as I said, they may make an offer to the student after that. Okay, so the next one I want to talk about are two programs. One is called BIA and the other is called ITI. So BIA is Business and Information Systems Architecture, and ITI is Information Technology Architecture. So ITI is essentially year one of BIA. So BIA is a 2-year program, ITI is a 1-year program. So you could take either of those programs, and those focused on infrastructure support, networking, security in the first year, and then advanced systems architecture, support, administration, network security. These are programs that are aimed at taking in students who do not necessarily have a very strong IT background or an IT degree or an engineering degree or a communications degree. They're aimed at being foundation programs that would help non-IT people get into the IT industry and function properly as an IT practitioner. So two very popular programs. Right now, those programs exist at the London South campus, but as we continue to work through the changes around us, I believe that those programs will be coming to my school, the School of Information Technology. So they'll be integrated as part of all the programs in our school. So some of the courses that we go, and I know it's the slide is pretty packed and hard to read, but a lot of it is essential skills for management professionals, end user operations, operating systems, IT architecture, business intelligence. So it's a broad approach to a lot of different areas in IT so that you can take these programs and get a wide foundation area level knowledge of a lot of areas in IT and then decide what you want to do after that. So that's BIA and ITI. HSY is a little bit of a strange program because it's not a core IT program. It's not super technical, but it does deal with health informatics, which is the application of information technology to healthcare. So it's a 1-year graduate certificate. So students come with a degree already, and some of our students are already practicing dentists, or in some cases doctors, or they're pharmacists, or they are occupational therapists or speech pathologists. So a lot of them have maybe 3 to 5 years of professional experience, and they come here to get an idea of what the Canadian health system is like and get a credential, which would then help them land some kind of a job in the healthcare area in Canada. So it's really aimed at health information managers or administrators, so people who would understand medical data and how to deal with it, electronic patient records, health information, those sorts of things. So it talks a little bit about applied clinical knowledge, about health systems environments, health reporting, electronic patient records and their management, and then also information coding systems, project management, and health reporting. Again, it's a very popular program because it allows foreign-trained healthcare professionals to enter into Canada and get into the healthcare system, and then potentially, pursue certification and get a meaningful employment experience in the Canadian health system. Okay, another program is called NSA, which is Network and Security Architecture, and it's exactly what it sounds like, which is architecture, so building systems, but with a foundation of security. So building systems that are a lot tougher for someone to break into. They're systems that are secure. That are systems that will keep those corporate assets and corporate data safe and sound. It implies that the systems have an increased level of security so that they're not vulnerable to attacks. And this is how we teach students how to build and administer and manage those systems. It's a 1-year graduate certificate with a co-op as well. And some of the areas are, securing networks, securing servers, securing edge devices. Edge devices are things like a tablet or a cell phone or any kind of internet device that exists at the edge of the IT device spectrum. Network management, web security, virtualization, service management, all these areas are covered in the NSA program. And the NSA program is the one that gives you the knowledge to take the greatest number of certifications among all the programs in our school. Okay, so I mentioned, let's talk a little bit about the school, and I see that there's probably a fair bit of chatter in the chat, but I will leave that to Gina and other people to sort that out. So as I said, we've submitted a proposal to build and launch a bachelor's degree. So it's a 4-year degree. We're planning on building out a number of different specializations in the degree, including artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, application development, cloud computing, all those sorts of things. But right now we're waiting for the approval to launch the degree, and then we'll be able to develop the curriculum and offer it as a 4-year degree option for students coming straight out of high school. So we're excited about that, and we're looking forward to with your help by taking the program, making it a success. I talked a little bit about the cyber range. And so what it does is it's a realistic simulation of the actual internet, where you can do all the stuff you can do on the internet, but in a safe, closed off environment, so that if there are viruses or if there are attacks and things like that, they don't get out into the wild. So we are able to teach you how to develop those things, how to defend against them, and how to work with those systems when it's in a safe environment. So we have things like red team, blue team exercises where some students will be the attacker, some will be the defender. So these are capabilities we can run and exercise with the cyber range. Our supercomputing center, it's a high performance computing center where we have machines that are aimed at solving some of the grand challenge problems in artificial intelligence or machine learning. So we have a very large capacity. We have 4 machines right now, which we're expanding into 6 machines. And these are the sorts of machines and capabilities that very advanced companies would have. Not everyone has the ability to have these machines. So we're thrilled to have those that we can use with our students when you come to our programs. A data center, we run a full data center within the School of Information Technology. That's basically an academic data center and a production data center. So some of our courses will get you standing in front of that equipment and cabling up servers, building networks, and really understanding how to develop a server infrastructure for a large corporation. So you might be an IT manager or a network server administrator. So we teach you those skills within our data center as well. So co-op, I talked a little bit about co-op. Many of our programs have co-op opportunities. They're typically 1 term or 4 months. And so companies will advertise what positions they have open. The co-op students can send in and develop their resumes and letters of interest, submit their application to the companies. The company then goes through and assesses those applications, and then they make a decision about hiring a student. That student then works for the company. It's fully paid, so it's not a freebie. It's not a free work placement. You will actually earn money for this job that you do for the company, and it's a great chance for you and the company to both get to know each other. And as I said earlier, many of our students do get full-time jobs as a result of their co-op experiences. Canadian job market, a couple of words about that. We are a leading innovator in the IT sector. The industry depends on colleges to provide workers, and the students coming out of Fanshawe are ready to work on day one. They don't need a lot of training to get used to the job. They already understand the skills they learned in the college system at Fanshawe, and they know how to apply them. So our IT, as you know, anything with a plug is everywhere around you. So IT extends into healthcare, pharmaceuticals, informatics, travel and transportation. Pretty much any area you look at has some kind of a strong IT component to it. So the job market is great. We have, as Gina said, we've got about 5,000 jobs any month that are available and more to come. The economy is growing in certain sectors, and London is known as a video game and digital media development town. So we're happy to be able to contribute to the economy from that point of view. And the industries really do look for our students keenly, and they're very happy to have a graduate from Fanshawe College. Some of the IT employers in London include Canada Life, which is an insurance company. So they have a lot of subscriber data that they manage. Canada Trust is a bank. IBM, you know IBM, 3M, General Dynamics makes airplanes and avionics systems, electronics for that. StarTech provides anything from cables to IT devices. Health Sciences Center, ZTR is an Internet of Things company. Autodata provides the automotive manufacturers with data on vehicles. So there are a number of different IT companies in London, and certainly where we are positioned in Ontario, we have equal access to Toronto on one side and Detroit on the other side. So it's a large market, and a lot of companies like London because of its central location. Okay, the best part is I can stop talking, and I'm happy to try and answer questions. So I'll turn the floor back to Gina, and I hope you found some value in it. I look forward to being able to field some of your questions. Thank you very much. If you want to follow us, this is how you reach us on social media. We look forward to hopefully seeing you sometime soon at Fanshawe. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Dev. That was very, very educative. I even learned some things. I learned some things, to be honest. I learned information technology infrastructure is year one of BIA. That's
BIA. Yes, it is.
Yeah, so I didn't even know that, but thank you so much.
My pleasure.
I hope we've all, learned something from our School of IT. And for those of you who are interested in IT, this is your opportunity to ask questions to Dr. Dev. So it doesn't matter if you have a different background and you want to start a career in IT. It doesn't matter if you're already in the field of IT, but you want to scale up and do something different. This is the right time to ask those questions and know where exactly to start from. I can already see some questions around.
Just so you know, I have a very different background also. My background is in medicine, but I run an IT school now. So don't let anything keep you away from your goals. Just pursue it and have fun doing it.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. All right. So if you do have questions, don't be shy. You have to speak. I can see questions in the chat box. I've responded to a lot of them. But if you have questions around IT, specific questions around IT programs, please ask Dr. Dev. If you have questions around Fanshawe and other programs, you can talk to me and I would respond to them. So Gideon, I think we would leave it back to you to coordinate. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Dev.
No, thank you.
Hello. Yeah, good evening. My name is Kwabena Wache from Ghana.
Okay.
I'm a teacher by profession, but I'm not into IT. I am into social studies. So maybe try to move from the social aspect to the IT. And maybe if one is offered admission, does your school help the individual with this application and statement things so that a person is not refused just because of changing from one aspect of a program to the other? That's my question.
Yeah. Okay, thank you for that. So one of my best students I ever had was a student who was a major in Russian languages. And he came into the IT school and he got into a program where there was a lot of programming and coding. And I'll be honest, he came to me saying, Dave, sir, I'm really struggling. And I was kind of worried about him, thinking that he wasn't going to make it. He ended up being our top achieving student in the program. And he went on to secure a really amazing job in the AI field for the government of Canada. So trust me, anything is possible. Is it going to be easy? It depends on your drive and your desire to make it work. We have supports here. We have things like tutoring sessions and peer tutoring groups. If you're running into trouble, there are a number of different supports. It just depends. It's going to sound silly, but it depends on how badly you want it and how much you're willing how much effort you're willing to put into it. It is achievable. We've had a number of students come into the IT area from non-IT backgrounds. And for some of them, it's been tougher than for others, but I have not had anyone who's come in with a non-IT background who's then completely been unsuccessful and had to leave. So it's possible.
I don't understand. I don't understand. But what I was trying to ask was, if a person is offered admission, the person pays the tuition. When it comes to the study permit issue, that's what I'm trying to ask.
Yeah.
Because normally, the immigration, when you provide your documents, your statement, maybe they deny students just because of changing from one program to the other, and the person does not really have maybe a reason why he or she is doing that. I was trying to ask that you have a team that supports an individual during the study permit process. That's what I was trying to ask.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Thank you. Johnson, do you want to take it? Because I was just going to
Yes.
explain, that he can
Okay.
work. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So my name is Johnson. I work with Best Education Services, and we would assist you with the entire process. So even not just with the visa application, but then even with the application itself, applying to get admission, we would assist you with the application, get you the offer, explain the offer, and then once it gets to the payment options, we can also assist.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So I'm listening. I'm listening to you,
to
please.
just to add, because I know I've seen you're not the only one who has asked this question. I've seen another question like that in the chat box around if I'm from a different field and I'm changing to a different field, won't that lead to a visa denial? To be honest, it's not advisable.
So when it comes to the entire process,
But
we would
it's not
assist you with
advisable to
with
switch
the
like that.
process.
But then again, if you are coming in from, let's say, an agriculture background and you want to switch to IT, there has to be something that has, piqued your interest in IT. And when something piques your interest, even from the most little way you start to work on it, it can be as little as getting certifications, like micro credentials that are IT related, stuff like that. And if you're able to explain in your statement of purpose, meaning that, for example, you choose an IT program that does not require IT background. So, for example, we have low code, no code, we have data analytics, we have business and information systems architecture, and information technology infrastructure. If you choose any of those programs, for example, they do not need you to have an IT background prior to you coming in. So that's an advantage for you to explain that I've had interest in this field. I've been able to do this and this certification. And I think that now I want to switch. And IT is very, if you think about it, in almost every kind of organization, like IT is very useful in every kind of organization. So whatever you're doing, there's always a way to link it back as to why you're trying to get this skill, to support in the field or the previous knowledge that you've already had. So it all depends on how you write your statement of purpose. And when you're looking to switch, I always advise you should start by doing something related to that so that they can already see that your interest is genuine. So just for those who had questions around that, and we can take the next question.
Can I add?
Okay.
Can I add? Yeah, so sorry. So just to add to what Georgina said, so the immigration is looking at your genuineness. So they know that usually students use education as means of migrating. So if you go for a program that is hot cake and you genuinely do not have any passion or interest in the program, sometimes they can sense that, okay, you are just looking at this to migrate. So it's just how you are able to justify why you are going for that program. I mean, it might be different from your background, but then if you're able to justify it, I mean, it gives you a clear way as well. So I just wanted to add to what Georgina said.
Okay. I'm Emmanuel. I'm Emmanuel from Nigeria.
Hi, Emmanuel. We can hear you. Please go on.
Okay. My question is I want to go for a postgraduate program. But I don't know how I'll be able to run it. That's my question. How do I run it?
Emmanuel, it depends on what you would want to study. This session in particular is, focused on our IT programs, but we do have lots of programs in other fields. If you're not sure yet, I would advise that you connect with Best Education, get their contact information, and they have an office in Ikeja in Lagos, and also they have an office in Accra for those in Accra. So you can connect with them and they can support you with the entire process. So they'll let you know what programs would be a good fit for you, and they would submit the application for you, even the visa application. They would do it all for you.
Okay, please say the address again.
I think it's best to get the contact. Maybe Johnson, can you please leave the contact for your Lagos office and Accra office so that they can reach out after the session?
Sure, I'll do that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. We
Hello?
can take the next question. Yeah, you can just
Hello?
unmute. Speak. Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, my name is Clement. Hello, please, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Clement.
Okay, so my name is Clement. I have a first degree in economics from the University of Ghana. I have over 10 years experience in working as a finance manager and then currently as a sales and audit manager for my company. I've been working with data for some time now because a lot of information to work with and make informed decisions from those information. I've seen a need for me to go into the IT field and particularly in data analytics. And I want to find out whether, I mean, it's a good pathway or it's a good decision based on my background and then based on my current career, my profession, if I should say.
Okay, so I think I'll let Dr. Dev respond to you on this.
Sorry, you said economics background?
Yes, I have a first degree in economics.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
over 10 years working experience as a finance manager, and then currently
Right.
as a sales and audit manager for my company.
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I work with a lot of data information.
I was just going
Yeah.
to say what's common
Yeah.
in all those areas is data, right? So you understand the idea of data analysis, time series
Exactly.
data, forecasting, those sorts of things. So absolutely, there's lots of scope there
Exactly.
in the data analytics or in the AI area.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would say, yeah, it's a good choice.
Okay. So I'll contact Best Education to help me with the process, and I mean we'll take it out from there.
Sounds great. Yeah.
Is there any before I leave? Is there any age limitation?
No, there isn't.
An age limitation.
No, there's no age limitation,
Yeah.
Clement. No age limits. You can come in. So just start the process with Best Education. Okay, we can take the next person. Nifemi, please unmute and ask your question.
Okay, so good evening. Good evening. I'm Nifemi from Nigeria. I have a ND diploma, a national diploma, and the University of Lagos as a computer science student. I finished the ND like last year, so I want to like further more. So I just saw the option. So like right now, I understand all the basics are Dev has said, and I really want to go into it. So my question is, what is the how does the process go in terms of payments and sections? And are there scholarships for people that are not able to like meet up or pay with the process, like in terms of financial aids? Because right when I was in school, I had to like do a work to pay my school fees and everything I had to do because family background and all sort of things. So I'm like, if like, is there a way, is there a financial aid or something about it? That's my question. I understand all the process because this is my field, computer science. I studied it, and I'm also like doing so a freelance work all around it. So everything I know the basics and the beginner aspect, the fundamentals of all computer science and how IT works and everything. So that's my question.
Okay, Nifemi. Thank you for that question. I will start with being a bit direct and, international education is expensive. That's the first thing we need to know. I'm glad you understand the basics and everything about IT, but also our tuition fee in 18 to 20,000 Canadian dollars per year. And currently, we do have a discount of 2,000 Canadian dollars. I'll be honest with you, students can work, students are allowed to work, but you'll be able to save to take care of your basic needs. That might not be enough for you to, save up for your tuition fee. So I always advise that if you're coming in for a 2-year program, you should have at least the first year with a plan to gather the second year before you come. Or if you're coming in for a 1-year program, you should have at least 70% of your total year's tuition fee. So currently, the scholarship opportunities we have is $2,000 discount for every international student right now. We also have academic performance scholarship, like performance-based scholarship. So that's between 3,000 to 4,000. But it's highly competitive. You have to get into school, succeed in your first semester, and then you're nominated for that kind of scholarship. So before you get into Canada or before you get into Fanshawe, what we're able to offer right now is 2,000.
Oh, okay. So I heard something you said. If performance academics, right? So like, what is the cutoff for that? If I'm able to submit my first and second semester for my ND1 and
Oh,
ND2 result, like what? Like, is it an upper class, a lower class, or
we're not
like
going to be
what?
looking at your national diploma. We won't be looking at your national diploma at that point. We'll be looking at your performance in your, say, first semester, second semester at Fanshawe College.
Okay.
So
So
before
like,
you come in,
so
we can offer 2,000. But when you get to school, it's highly competitive. I will be honest with you, and you would be told what the grade point is for each program. So then you can work to.
oh, okay. So like the payment. Okay, so once I get the $2,000, I'll be able to like move on with that process, right? Oh?
Before you get the $2,000, you would have to pay your initial deposit. So initial deposit is 50% of the first year. So let's say your first year is, for example, 18,000. Your initial deposit is 9,000, right? So you pay 9,000, and then upon completion of that 9,000, $2,000 is also credited to your account. So in your account, you're going to see 11,000 instead of 9,000. Now the second 2,000 can be used against your second semester's fee. So instead of paying 9,000 in the second semester, you get to pay 7,000 in the second semester.
Okay. 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 Okay.
All right. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay, so
Mhm.
I also heard about the Lagos Ikeja, right? The office is at Lagos Ikeja for what services? Best education, right? Hello?
Best education. Yes, you can take their contact information.
Yes.
You can take it from the chat box. Take the contact information from the chat box and reach out.
Okay, because I'm currently in Lagos right now. I'm currently in Lagos, not far from Ikeja. So
Okay.
probably I can. Yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hi,
Hi.
good evening.
Yeah, hi, good evening.
Please, I'm Naomi. I'm from Ghana. I have degree in logistics and supply chain management. So I would love to do the postgraduate program, which is 1 year. But my question is, after the payment of 50% tuition fee, in case your visa is refused, what's next? And also, is the application fee, are they going to waive the application fee, or I didn't hear anything of application fee?
Naomi, so if you're going to work with Best Education for your process, they will be able to get a fee waiver for you, but they will do their own assessments to also see that you're a good fit and you do qualify for that waiver because I mean $100 is quite expensive to just take off. And if we're doing that for 2,000 students, then that's a lot of money we're losing. So they will do their assessments on you, and if you do qualify for it, I'm sure they'll be happy to waive it off for you. In terms of tuition fee, once you make the deposit, if your visa is denied, the good thing is you get your fee back minus 250 Canadian dollars, which is the administrative fee. So your fee is refunded back to you. So if you pay 9,500, you get 9,250. So only 250 is deducted. Now, I will explain this again because I saw a question in the chat box where a student was asking, is 50% not too much? Now, if I have to explain this, if you've ever applied to study abroad before, you would realize that some schools might ask you for 1,000, some might ask you for 2,000, even 3,000. But when there's a visa denial, those fees are non-refundable, if you'll be honest. Now, imagine you apply to 5 schools in the space of 3 years. What happens is that you keep paying 2,000 or 1,000 or 3,000. And in the case of visa denials, you're losing all that amount of money. You're not getting it back. But in this case, you pay your full terms fee, which shows more commitment to IRCC. And in the case where your visa is denied, you get your full fee back minus 250. So in the long run, you really have nothing to lose. So I just wanted to explain that for that particular student. So Naomi, you get a refund back.
Okay, please. And also with the education, whatever, best education, whatever, that's the agents in Ghana here. Are they
It's best education services.
Yes, are they going to charge for their services? Are they going to charge us, please?
Johnson, do you want to take that?
Yes, please. So there's a fee we charge for the services that we render to our students. And it's not just applying to the school, it involves the entire process. So before you even apply, we need to assess to ensure that the program that you're applying for, you meet the program, and then also potentially have a higher chance of you getting your visas. So it's out. I will send you the detailed list of the services, and then you know what services you are to receive from our end as well.
That's
so it's
fine.
best education services.
But can you please let us know your charges based on your
The
service?
charge.
Yes.
Okay, so it's 3,000 Ghana cedis only for Ghana.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah.
So it's 3,000
and visa. That covers the visa process as well, Johnson.
Yeah, it covers everything. So the entire process.
So it's please, sorry, with the 3,000,
No,
it's
fine.
the visa cost, right?
Sorry?
With the 3,000, does it involve visa cost? The visa cost is 1,000 something.
No, so the 3,000 is the only money you pay to us. The other payments are the initial deposits that you pay to the school. Then there's the visa fee that you pay to the immigration.
Okay, it's fine.
So the 3,000 is the only fee you pay to us. And that one covers the entire process as well.
Okay, so do they have hostels available, especially? Okay, yes, I heard it. That's fine.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Naomi. If there's any other question, for Best Education, you can connect with them. And if you still want to speak to me again, Best Education would be able to connect you with me as well. So just work with them. And if you have any reason to talk to me again, they'll connect you and I'm happy to talk to you. We will take Idara at this point. Hi, Idara.
Hi.
Hi.
Good evening. Hi. All right. My name is Idara Dan. So I actually have applied for supply chain management, like I said in my comment section. So I was thinking, because it's 1 year, I was thinking if I finish that, can I actually do data analysis the coming year to make
Yes,
it 2 years course?
Yes, you can. So you can finish supply chain management 1 year and then you can go right into data analytics. So that would count as 2 years of study for you. So it's a 1+1. And yeah, that works perfectly.
Okay. All right. Then another thing, Mr. Johnson, you talked about the fee for Ghana. In case I have some, because me already, I already gotten admission and I've paid my full tuition for supply chain. I'm waiting for my visa application. So in case I have someone that actually wants to do this process, how much is it in Nigeria?
So for the Nigerian fee, what I would do is I'll connect you with my colleague in Nigeria, and then he can share the details with you.
Okay, that's good. Okay, Miss Gina, I have my last question. You did, although you actually answered, but you did not clarify it. For my scholarship, I've keep checking my web and this thing account, and it hasn't dropped since
Okay.
January. Yes.
Okay. So can you connect with me? Can you connect with me and then we would look at it together?
Okay.
So Johnson, please, can you connect her with me? Thank you.
Sure, I'll do that.
Okay, sure. And the last
Yeah.
one, please. The last one, Miss Gina, the last one, the accommodation in school. How can we apply for it? Like the on campus.
Yeah. So I can also connect you with our residence team and you can start a conversation with them, fill in the
All right.
application and all of that. Yeah, so I'll do that with you as well.
All right. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. So, if there is anybody that has specific question related to IT, you can ask. If your question is specifically related to IT, you can ask because I'm just thinking so that we can let Dr. Dev go about his day and not keep him. Every other question, I will be here and I will still be talking to you and respond to all your questions. But if your question is specifically about IT program or anything about IT, please unmute and ask. But if it's not, I will be silent for 1 minute. If we don't get any question, I would release Dr. Dev to go. Okay, so 60, 59, 58, 57, 56, 55, 54, 53, 52, 51. No question around IT. You can
Hello.
Hello, good
Hello.
evening. Hello, good evening.
Hey, hi, go
Hello,
on.
hello, good evening.
Evening.
Yeah, sorry, I came in late. I've been trying to log in since the time, but it was not possible for me. My
Okay.
question is this. Do you run a data science stock analysis as a program there?
Yes, we do.
Okay. What level is it? Masters or is it postgraduates?
Yeah, so what it is a graduate certificate. So we would take in, so the minimum would be to have a bachelor's degree or above in some related field, whether it's engineering or science or data analytics itself. And it's a 1-year program.
Okay, it's a 1-year program. So how is the fees like? How is the fees like, please?
Our
It's a,
fee,
yeah, I'll give it to Gina. Yeah.
our fee is it's between 18 to 20,000 Canadian dollars. So for data analytics is around 18,000. And when you get your admission in a space of 1 week, you pay 50% of that, which is around 9,000 plus, and then you're able to apply for your visa. We also give you a $2,000 discount. So we add $2,000 to your fee. I mean, once you pay 9,000, we add an additional 2,000 for you to your account. So it becomes 11,000. So that's a discount for the next term.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. And another thing I want to ask is the best education. What charge? Do you have any charges? Do you run any charges for this program?
So they've actually addressed that, and they've left their contact in the chat box to connect with their Nigerian office in Ikeja. So you can actually connect with them. They do charge, of course, they would have a service fee for the visa process, which is not very easy. So for Ghana, they said it's around 3,000 Ghana cedis, which if we convert that to Nigerian money, maybe it's around 300 and something thousand naira plus or so. I'm not sure. But you should connect with them and know what the charge is for their Nigerian office. Yeah, but aside that, they will help you with every other thing. The only thing you're not paying to them is the tuition fee, which goes directly to the school, and your visa application fee, which goes directly to immigration. But you can connect with them. Please get their contact from the chat box.
Okay. I would like to have a contact with them. And then another question I want to ask is this: with your qualification, I mean the graduate certificate, can one have a direct master's, or is it where it ends? Thank you.
Dr.
So
Dev, do you
Yeah, so we don't currently offer master's programs at the college. We're in the process of thinking about it. So a lot of our students will move on from a graduate certificate program and then go into a master's program at a university. So that's always an option, but we don't offer that directly within the college.
Okay. You mean there are other universities where one can do his masters after graduating from Fanshawe College?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. The location of the school, is it where in Canada is it situated, please?
It's in a place called London, Ontario, which is about halfway between Toronto and Detroit.
Okay. Thank you very
Yeah,
much. Thank you
no
very
problem.
much. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other person with a question around IT? You can unmute and ask if you have a question around IT. Nobody? Okay. If nobody, I would still be here to take your questions with Johnson, but I think we're going to let Dr. Dev go now. So I would say thank you so much, Dr. Dev, for joining this session. And I mean, I can already see the interest from the students, many of them interested in data analytics. I told you that was a hot program here.
Absolutely. Oh, my pleasure, Gina. It was lovely to meet everyone virtually. And we hope to see some of them at the college.
Okay. So
Yeah,
thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your day.
Take care.
Bye.
You too. Bye now. Bye.
Okay, guys. Johnson, I'm here. Up to you and me now. Any questions
Yes.
around Fanshawe? If you have questions, you can unmute and ask.
Okay, I don't know if I will be permitted to ask another one, please.
Go on.
Hello?
Please go on. Go on.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Okay. The duration of the course, say 1 year?
Yes, 1 year.
Okay. Then what about does the school after while one is doing this, does it qualify one for a post work after studies?
Yeah, so data analytics is part of the postgraduate work permit aligned program. So after your studies, you're able to stay back and take your postgrad work permit.
Okay. That will be okay. Another question I want to ask is about spousal, whatever. Does it qualify one spouse or is it one per student only?
So if you're coming to study in the college in Canada, your spouse is not going to be eligible for a spousal open work permit. So it's as good as not coming in with them. But we've seen that that's a problem for a lot of people. So what Fanshawe did was to offer a spousal scholarship. And how it works is that you and your spouse will be coming to study. So for example, you can study data analytics and your spouse can also study another 1 year program. You would not get a discount off your fee, but your spouse will get 7,000 off her fees. And if you're studying for 2 years, your spouse would also study for 2 years. You would not get a discount off, but your spouse will get 7,000 off in the first year and 7,000 off in the second year. So this is just to support, families that want to come in together. But at this point, you can only study together because immigration will not let you come in with your spouse. Oh, well, I hope he got that. But any other questions we can take, please unmute. Ify, Eugene, Idara, your hand is still up. If you have questions, please ask.
Yeah, hello, good evening.
Hi, Ify, good evening.
So you mentioned the refund policy. I'm not thinking that it will fail, right? But you said something about 250 Canadian dollars will be deducted if something like that happens. I'm mentioning it because I just applied for a refund from another school. I got admission with a school and the visa was refused, right? And the deduction fee they took was just 45 Canadian dollars.
Okay.
Yes. So the thing is this, it gets me thinking about what you guys said about the 250. I'm imagining if that was the case with what I did. So if it's possible, is there a way you guys can renegotiate that or maybe have a conversation around that? Because I think 250 is quite a lot.
Okay. I do understand you, but again, we need to also understand that every institution has a policy that they go with. And also, you should also look at every institution's visa success rates. That's also something to consider. There are certain schools you apply to, definitely you do not have a high chance. There are also certain schools you apply to that you do have a high chance. And so schools are different. Schools are different with how they run their institutions and how they, go with their policies. So I would say at this point, maybe we should respect each school's policy and, operations. However, I hear you, and I will let our administration know that some schools are deducting 45, while some schools are taking an entire 3,000 and taking an entire 1,000 and 2,000, and we're taking 250. So maybe let's review it and, be somewhere in between. I would let them know. Okay.
I see what you did there.
There are some schools taking 1,000. I hope you know. There are some schools taking 2,000. Yeah. So bring those ones up as well. So yeah. Okay. We can take the next question.
Hi,
All
good
right.
evening.
This is Edward.
Oh,
Can I speak now?
Hi.
Hello, this is Edward from Ghana.
Hi, Edward.
Very good. In my country here, there have been quite some challenges with these international educational institutions. Sometimes we offer these courses and later we are told that they are not accredited. Sometimes the institution is accredited, but the courses they offer are not accredited. Please, is there any means that we can verify or validate the accreditation of the institution and that of the courses they are offering?
Yes, you can go on the IRCC website and you'll be able to see institutions that are designated learning institutions. That is the DLI numbers. You'll be able to see that on the IRCC website. Just so you know, Fanshawe College is Canada's sixth largest publicly funded institution, so it's owned by the Canadian government. And so we are an accredited institution. We have a designated, we have a DLI, and all our programs are accredited. In fact, we do have a page for our PGWP aligned program. So you can go to that page and you will see all of the programs that are PGWP and those that are not. So you know what you're doing. Like, it's very clear on our website. Okay. But if you want to verify, you can always do that on the IRCC website. If that's everything, Ed, I will take the next one. Yes,
yeah.
please.
Hi, good
Hello.
evening.
Hi, good evening.
Yeah, I'm Naomi from Nigeria.
Oh, hi, Naomi. I had Naomi from Ghana earlier.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I joined late, so I didn't really get most of the information. I just want to clarify, I want clarifications on some points that you made. I would like to know if you do a visa for Nigerians, like after applying for the course, do you help with visa processing?
So we are running this session right now with one of our partners. They do have an office in Nigeria and Ghana. I personally do not assist in visas or anything, but our partners do because they are, more experienced in that field. And so you can reach out to them to support you. They've been working with us for over 4 years now, and they've helped lots of students. I can say maybe over 70 students get to Fanshawe from both Nigeria and Ghana, over 70. So you can always reach out to them and they'll guide you. They'll tell you what can work and what would not work. And they're very honest and direct. I know that's what I know them for. So they'll let you know what your chances are from the onset.
Okay, thank you. Then secondly,
Okay.
you mentioned if you are coming with our spouse, that the spouse will also have to apply. So after study, how can we use like one of for example, if the husband is done with the course, can they use one person's PR, or I don't know, to get PR, or do they have to apply for PR separately? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to.
You can apply as a couple.
As a couple.
So you can apply as a couple, but the thing is, you're going to be finishing your course at the same time, because if you're doing 1 year, your spouse has to study 1 year. If you're doing 2 years, your spouse has to study 2 years. But if your spouse is able to, have an opportunity to apply for PR first, of course they can add you to the application.
Okay, so they can both use one PR application. That's what I'm trying to
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay. Any more questions?
Yes, please. Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Yeah, I'm Dili from Nigeria.
Hi, Dilly.
Okay. Yeah, please. What about those who want to come and study to work in the hospital setting? Not really as nurses, maybe practical nursing, or those who want to come and work as caregivers.
Yeah, so it would depend, Dilly. We do have programs like personal support worker. It's a 1-year certificate program. You can come in for that and eventually find a job. We also have practical nursing. It's a 2-year diploma. It depends on what you want. But what we offer is, study. We don't offer an opportunity for you to get a job right into Canada.
Yeah,
So you have to come to school, study the program, and then you can go through that
yeah.
path and get a job in that field. So yes, we do have those 2 programs if you want them.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. You can connect with Best Education once you're ready. Okay. Any more questions
All right.
or we call it a night? You don't have to feel pressure to ask. You might think through it. If you remember anything, you can always tell Best Education to connect you with us again, with me again, and I'll be happy to talk to you. So you can talk to Best Education directly. They would help you. And if you need to talk to me in any way, they would just connect you with me and we can talk again. So no pressure, just think through it, and we hope to welcome you to Fanshawe College in the coming terms. By the way, we have 3 terms, January, May, and September every year. So if you miss January, you can come in for May. If you miss May, you can come in for September. But I advise that you start your process at least 6 to 7 months before your desired start date. And that's because our programs get filled up really fast. So connect with Best Education and get started, and we will be happy to walk you through the entire process and welcome you to Fanshawe. I will be quiet at this point and let Johnson take over. Thank you, everyone.
Hello.
Johnson was definitely sleeping, Johnson. That voice was like you were sleeping.
No,
Hello.
Hi, everyone. We're still here. So if there's any question at all regarding the process, the entire process, you can definitely ask.
Okay, hello. Just a clarification, please, Johnson.
Sure.
Yeah, for someone who doesn't want to, for someone who is a nurse in Nigeria and doesn't want to go through all the process of NCLEX and whatever CGFNS, and just wants to, why I'm asking is maintaining the line of specialization already. Can the
Okay.
person still come and enroll for the is it personal support worker something program? I mean,
Sorry.
is it going to be looked upon as deviation from the main field?
So usually, okay, let me just take it this way. So when a student comes to us, obviously getting entry or getting admission is usually not a challenge. What we are most concerned is the visa application, and it's the visa application that we don't have control over. But then we do our best to put in a very good application. Now, chances of you getting a high visa success rates depends on the program that you're applying for, sufficient funding, and then ties to home country. So if they see that you're not genuine students, they will outrightly refuse you. So if you are going for a program that you don't have genuine interest in, it will be difficult to justify why you are choosing to study that particular program in the statement of purpose.
Just to add to what Johnson said, I understand you're a nurse and you want to come in for personal support worker. That's fine. That is very much doable because it's in the health field and but you just need to understand personal support worker is like care. And if you're
Yeah.
okay with it, then that can work perfectly because of your background. But again, it's just a 1-year certificate program. So yeah, but if you're asking, like, is my background in nursing and PSW, can that work? Absolutely, it will work. But it's just a certificate program.
Yeah. So going then exactly. So going for you have a degree, right? Hello, Dilly. Hello, Dilly.
Hello, yes, please, yes.
Yes. So your highest qualification is a degree, right?
Yes.
Okay. So going for personal support worker, which is a certificate program, I mean, would reduce your chances, of getting your visa granted. So they will see that the program that you are going for and then the qualification that you are going for is not a progression from your current or your highest qualification. And that right there, they will see that you are not a genuine student. However, there are other health related courses that you can actually go for, which is in the graduate certificate, graduate diploma category. So going for
Okay.
such a program, which is a progression. So it's a progression from your bachelor's degree. And then one other thing they also look at is the cost of
Okay.
studies. So they know studying in Canada is expensive. So why would you spend money to go and pursue a certificate whilst your highest qualification is a degree? But then if you are going for a program that is progression or qualification that is a progression from your current qualification, it gives them that sort of like notion that okay, you genuinely, want to go and pursue at least the money that you are spending on your studies. Once you complete, you'll be able to get job to do, and then the position that you probably hold will be a higher position as compared to your current bachelor degree. So the personal support work, just to put it simply, it will not be favorable to you. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yes, it does make a lot of sense. Then when you talk about maybe post graduate courses or whatever, like let it be a progression and one could stand a chance of maybe getting favor from immigration in terms of acquiring the visa, acquiring visa. What kind of course? I mean, like postgraduate certificates.
So okay, so you see, we have undergraduate and we have undergraduate and then postgraduate. Undergraduate consists of certificate, diploma, HND, and then bachelor's degree. Bachelor's degree is the highest qualification under the undergraduate category. And then when you get to the postgraduate category, we have the graduate certificate. So that one, the certificate you is the graduate qualifies the certificate. So we have graduate certificates, we have graduate diploma, we have masters, we have masters by coursework, we have masters by research, we have PhD. So PhD being the highest, qualification. So if you have a bachelor's degree, which is the highest qualification under the undergraduate category, and then you are going for a program which is certificate, which is a retrogression from your current qualification. They will see that you just want to use education as means of migrating. So you just want to enter the country. You are not genuinely, or you are not interested, or you don't really want to pursue the program, but then you just want to use the education as entry into the country. But then if you have a bachelor's degree and then you are going for either a graduate certificate, graduate diploma, master's by coursework, or master's by research, they see it as a natural progression from your bachelor's qualification.
Okay. Johnson, I think I would also add, because if I get her question, she's asking what kind of programs she can consider at the postgraduate level. So at Fanshawe College, we do have healthcare administration management, which is for 2 years. We also have occupational health and safety management, which is also for 2 years. We have health systems management, which is for 1 year. We have addiction and mental health, which is for 1 year. And then we have autism and behavioral studies, which is also for 1 year. So you would qualify to go for any of these programs because your background is nursing. Now you have to decide the duration that you want to study.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And education group can guide when the time comes, right?
Yes.
Education service.
Sorry,
All
please,
right.
Best
can you
education
please
services.
throw in more light again on this, the issue of nursing, somebody that has a bachelor's degree in nursing, please. Can you come in again? Somebody that wants to do graduate courses in nursing related graduate courses, please.
So I'm only mentioning the courses that are postgraduate work permit eligible, right? Because we have a lot of them that you can look at, but I'm only talking about the postgraduate work permit eligible programs that are related to nursing. So we have healthcare administration management, it's for 2 years. We have occupational health and safety management, it's also for 2 years. We have health systems management, it's for 1 year. We have addiction and mental health, it's for 1 year. And we have autism and behavioral studies is also for 1 year.
Okay. Thank you very much for throwing more light on it. I'm very much grateful. Thank you.
You're welcome. Ed, if you have a question, can you unmute because your hand is up?
All right. I wanted to ask something. I overheard you saying that in the process of applying for the visa, you should have a proof of strong ties with your home country. Meanwhile, during the presentation too, I heard that if somebody completes the program, the person can apply for PR visa. And these two, how can we actually incorporate them? I mean, harmonize them for us to know that once I'm applying for education, I know that by all means, I can, after completion, I can apply for a job for that permanent residence in Canada. But they said I should still prove strong ties with my home country. Why is that possible? That is one question I want to ask for now. I want you to respond to that for me.
Thank you so much, Ed. I'm smiling because this question is not one that we've not, thought about before. It's a question that we've thought about before, and it's a very funny one. But I don't think this question is for me. I do think this question is for immigration because Canada has a clear pathway for students to stay back. But then again, they don't expect you to say that you want to stay back. They expect you to show that you will come back to your home country and you have ties to your home country. So it's very tricky. As much as they do have the clear pathway for you to stay back, it's, in all honesty, you should prove that you will come back, right? Even though the pathway is there. And it's something we've never understood why students cannot say, after I'm done, I will stay back. Well, maybe we've not had a student who has tried it. Maybe a student can try to say, when I'm done, I will stay back. And let's see if they approve. But I don't think we've had a student who has tried to say that before. So for now, I think we just stick to, trying to prove that we will come back when we know that the reality is that we eventually stay back.
The reason why I'm asking this question is, in proving that you have that strong ties with the home country, it comes with so many other requirements. Something like your financial status, property, or something that can actually convince them that you, no matter what, return. That was why I asked this question, because it means if you are going to prove in your visa application process, you should have evidence of all these records to convince them. And could that not be a hindrance to somebody who may genuinely gain admission, but as a result of not able to prove that strong ties, the person will be denied? That is an aspect. Now, the second question. I've been hearing a spousal application. Your spouse can also apply. Your spouse can also apply. Imagine the person has a family. He has a child. is there any provision for such a person too, or unless he leaves the child or the children behind, come with the spouse, afterward they make arrangement to bring them back, or they come and join them or reunite with them in their home country? Is there any arrangement for the children?
Okay, so I think your first question around proving ties back home, I think that can be done in different ways based on the individual's background. I think there are some places where the students can just even show, their family photo book. So you can show like your entire family, maybe like direct family, to show you have family ties back in your country. And if you do, if maybe, and that's like maybe for very young applicants. Maybe speak to Best Education because I'm sure they've handled several cases like that. But I know based on individual backgrounds, they can, you can find something to prove your family ties. Then the question around children, if your child is below 18, you can definitely add them as dependents on your application. Johnson, yes?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, rightly so.
If your child is below 18, you can add them as dependents on your application. But if they are above 18, they should be able to apply for their own status. So it would depend on the family if they want to go first, husband and wife want to go first and use the children as ties back home, and then maybe later on bring the children in, or if they want to all go together and they add the children to the application, you have to prove more financial capacity for each of the children you are adding, and then you show other ties back home. Maybe you have landed properties or other things that you want to show to immigration. But for that, I would say Best Education will be the ones to guide you, because I do not give advice on visa, but this is just surface level knowledge that I have.
Yeah, can I want to add to everything you said. So the ties to home countries comes in so many forms, and it's being added to increase your chances of getting your visa approved. Canada is, visa success rate is a bit of a 50-50 situation. So if you have things that you can add to your application to strengthen your profile and then increase your chances, you do that. So family ties could be, family can serve as ties to home country. If you have properties, assets, they can also serve as ties to home country. If you are gainfully employed and then you are taking, let's say, study leave to go and study, the employment can serve as ties to home country. And employment would be a very ideal tie, because it also shows that when you get back to your country, you have a job already secured for you. So that goes a long way to show the immigration that, okay, so these are things that I have that I definitely would have to come back. Obviously, they know that, majority of international students, it's not even just Africans, international students all over the world use education as means of migrating, but then they don't want it to be so obvious. So if you show documents proving all these ties, it goes a long way to increase your chances. Now, if you don't have any of these ties, it's not mandatory to probably lie, because lying on your application defeats the entire purpose. You might even get a ban for it. So if you don't have it, there's no harm in it. You just present whatever you have. So it's not really necessary. It's necessary, but then if you don't have it, it's not required. Now, with regards to the second question, being the dependent, if you have kids, kids are considered dependents, but then there are also considerations. So if you have, let's say, one kid, you have two kids, you have three kids, and they are all below 18 years, they're of school going age, you can add them to your application and then go. But then in doing so, you also need to establish that you have funds to cater for their living expenses, and then you also have funds to cater for their studies. Okay, so if you have two kids, your wife and then yourself, and then you are all going, definitely you need to show proof of funds, covering your kids' living expenses, your kids' school fees, your wife's living expenses. So it's it's available, and then it's an option that is provided to international students. But then it comes with certain considerations and then also responsibilities. Hello, I don't know if that,
Thank you very much.
gives us,
Yes,
yeah.
I'm clear on that now.
Okay.
Good.
Please, is there any more questions? I hope you guys are not sleeping on that.
No, we are not sleeping. Mr.
Okay.
Johnson. Hello, Mr. Johnson.
Yes.
Okay, my sister just tapped me now. She'll ask this question because I think she's also applying. I will send
Sure.
her contact to you. All right. She
Sure.
said if you use study leave and probably
Yeah.
you want to stay back, you want to stay back after your school. So won't
Yeah.
it affect your extension application, like
No, it
the next
won't.
is it visa extension or so?
It won't. It won't in the sense that if you, you work with a company
Hello?
and then you have a discussion. Sorry, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Sorry, are you there?
Hello? Yeah, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay, so I'm saying that it won't really, it won't affect your, or it won't show you as being ungenuine. The thing is, you work with a company and then you are traveling to go and study. Depending on the relationship you have with your company, let's say with your boss or even an HR, you have a discussion. Oh, I'm going to study for 2 years, and then probably will not come back. But then I need to put in a request for study leave. Now they will give you a letter for the study leave. If you come back, you don't come back. It's not their business. Now it
Okay,
would rather
would
be
they contact them after your 1 year or 2 years?
no. So that has no relevance to the entire application with regards to contacting them. No, it's just showing ties to home country. And then in the statement of purpose, so the statement of purpose is where you actually detailed your desire to want to study the program, the school, the country, how you plan to fund your studies, then your plans after studies. So the plans after studies is where you indicate that upon completion of this program, I intend to come back to my country. And then once I'm back, these are my plans. So my immediate plan. So my immediate plan is to, you know, um, go back to my previous, company or my previous employer to work in a more advanced role because you've gone to upgrade yourself. You've gotten a qualification that is a progression from what you already have. So they will not expect you to come back and then still work in the same role. When you come back, definitely you'll be working like if you did a graduate certificate, graduate diploma, you'll be working in a more advanced role, like a managerial leadership role. Now, it would, in the instance where the company is sponsoring you, right? So let's say
Okay.
the company is sponsoring you. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, sure, I do.
Yeah. So let's say the company is sponsoring you, right? You're going to study for like 2 years. The company is footing all the bill, paying for your tuition and then your living expense. That way, in that instance, it's very mandatory because I'm sure there will be a probably like an arrangement or a contract you sign with your company. And in that instance, you definitely would have to come back and then work with the company and probably try and then pay off your loans. So if it's in the instance where the company is granting you a steady leave and then financing your studies, then definitely you would have to come back and then work with the company. But then if the company is not sponsoring your studies, the company is not sponsoring. The company is just giving you a steady leave. They are not. You are not bound to come and then work with the company after your studies. Even after your studies, if you choose to come back, you can decide to work with a different company. So there's no legal binding you to work with the company when you get back. But then if they sponsor you, that's where definitely
I
there
will
will be some
just
legal binding.
I'm I'm asking in extending, like you're in Canada already, you are trying to
Yeah,
extend your visa.
yeah,
If your visa is to expire like a year or two after your
yeah,
study, you are trying to extend it so that you can stay, maybe to pick up another program. They
yeah.
won't add, they won't refer you to your application, your previous application.
Sorry, if I get your question right, so you mean let's say you're done with the 1 year program,
The 1 year
and
program.
then I
I
need to extend to the
Yes,
posted work permit.
yes. Would they
Okay,
refer you to your study leave? That was 1 year.
so okay, so the posted work permit, the duration depends on the duration of the program that you study. So if the program that you are studying is 1 year, you'll be eligible to just 1 year posted work permit. And 1 year posted work permit do not meet the eligibility to put in a request for PR. It's only 2 to 3 years posted work permits that would allow you or make you eligible to apply for PR. Now the school Fanshawe have an immigration consultant on campus. So when it
Oh,
comes to onshore immigration advisors, they will definitely consult with you and then guide you throughout the process. So let's say prior to you completing your program, you go speak with them and then they will guide you through the process of putting in a request or applying for the posted work permit. Jenna,
all right.
hi Jenna.
Hello. Yeah. Hi.
Yeah, please, I don't know if you would want to add up to the immigration services. I know Fanshawe has an immigration consultant on
Yes, we
campus.
do have, yeah, we do have on-campus immigration advisors, so they can support you with any of that process you're looking at. Yeah. I don't know. Was there a specific question I was supposed to speak on?
No, no, no. I mean, it was regarding the visa. Yeah, I just wanted you to confirm, yeah, the immigration
We have
support
immigration.
services.
Yes, we do have them.
Hello, hello,
Hi,
hello. Yeah,
Hi.
hi,
please,
hello. Yeah,
don't be offended, please. I am that I'm asking a lot of questions. Now,
I mean it's
we-
fine.
yeah, after one might have completed the 1 year program, can one
Mm,
progress to like
mm,
master in another institution from Fanshawe
mm.
College?
Yes,
Yes.
let me explain something to you.
Yeah. Okay.
Because this is the second time you're asking this question. You asked Dr. Dev about moving from postgrad to masters. Now, the first thing you
Yeah.
need to agree with yourself is what your end goal is. When you choose to study in Canada, I always explain that there are two parts. One is the college and one is the university. These are two institutions independent of each other, right? One is not dependent on the other. They work separately. The reason for the college is to train students in specific areas so that they can go and work. The idea of the college is train them, graduate, push them into employment. That's the idea. And so we do more of certificates and diplomas. At the universities, they focus more on theory, research. So if you're looking to do master's, PhD, doctoral, all of those things, you can do it at the university. Now, if your goal is to come into Canada and get a very good job once you're done, get into employment faster, the college is a better route for you. If your goal is to progress academically, the university is a better route for you. Right here at home, we do look at qualifications. Well, I have a master's, I have a doctoral degree. Are you able to do the job? That's the question in Canada. And so you must be able to prove that you can do the job. It's not by the certifications that you have. So many employers are looking for students in colleges because when they come out, they are employment ready. They don't need to do so much. They push them into the work and they already get it done because they've done this over and over. So you need to know the path you want to go with. Is employment important for you or is academic progression more important for you? If it's about gathering the credential, please go to the university. It's a better option. But if it's about going to like getting employment faster, going with the faster route to get into the work environment, then please consider the college. It is a better option for that. So that's the clear difference. Now, when you finish from the college, let's say you do a graduate certificate program and you want to go to the university to obtain a master's. Some universities will accept that. Some universities will not accept that. Some of them will go back to your bachelor's degree and assess your bachelor's degree. So it depends on the receiving university. But what I have to explain is that these are two institutions independent of each other. They don't rely on each other for anything. They are two different things. So it depends on the receiving institution. And then you should also think about what you want and then make the decision from the onset.
Okay.
So
Thank you very much.
I want to add to what Gino said. So you don't necessarily need to go for another master, especially if you want to meet the requirement for the PGWP, so the 2-3 year PGWP. You don't need to necessarily go for a master's. You can go for another graduate certificate or graduate diploma program that complements the first program that you did. So let's say your first program is maybe supply chain management. Your second program can be project management. So you see supply chain project management complement each other. And then in this way, you've acquired a lot of skill sets in both fields. And then as the doctor also mentioned, this course also comes with professional accreditation and then professional certification. So this gives you very, very wider opportunities and then gives you leverage in the job market. Please, I hope you get explanation. Yeah. So this offers you a lot of advantage in the job market because you have what the employers are looking for, which is the skill set, not the theoretical aspect of your program, but then the practicality of the program that you studied. Okay. Now the thin line is if you complete, so you only have one chance. So you have just one chance to apply for the PGWP. So if you complete the first program and then you put in a request for the PGWP and you get just 1 year, you will not be eligible to, or you will not have another chance to apply for the PGWP again. After the PGWP, you will have to come back to your country. Now, the thing is, when you complete the first program, you don't put in a request for the PGWP, you roll on to the second program. And then after the second program, you now apply for the PGWP. So it's after the second program that when you apply for the PGWP, you will now be eligible to get the 2 to 3 year posted work permit.
Okay. Thank you for throwing more light on this. Actually, that it has really made my day. Now you did the first, you do the first one, you do the second one, you now get 2 years PGWD. Now will this postgraduate you have gotten now help you in PR, please?
Yes, it will. And it's not just the postgraduate work, the postgraduate posted work visa that would give you that eligibility. The employment, so getting employment is also a major requirement because you need to be employed. Okay, so you need to be employed. And as much as you are getting your 3 year posted work permit, that alone is not enough. You need to be employed. So after the posted work permit, you still need to be employed. Okay, so once you're employed, that gives you that helps you meet the requirement. Of course, there are other requirements that would be considered, but then sustaining your employment after the PGWP is one of the major requirements. And just as I said, they have an immigration support services on campus that would assist you in that regard.
Okay. Thank you very, very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And then to also add, so over here, I know in earlier on, one guy asked the accreditation of the institution outside. He stated that over here, he used Ghana, that some of the schools are not accredited, and some of the programs are not even accredited. But then, studying outside is a different thing. So they follow the rules, and then there's regulations and policies that guides the schools as well. Now, for a school like Fanshawe, majority of their lecturers are actually working in their respective fields. So they are not just lecturers, like, to come and, blah, blah, blah in the classroom, but then they bring in the classroom what they're actually practicing. So here in Africa, you don't usually get lecturers that are working in their field. You only have lecturers that have gone to school like academia. They've gone to school to go and study, and then they'll come and teach you. So they practically have no, experience with regards to,
Yeah.
so.
Okay.
But in Fanshawe, majority of their lecturers are practicing in their respective field. So they come in with the theoretical aspect, and then they also come with the practical knowledge of the program.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. But do they run courses on and